Room 303. An old hotel with a flickering sign surrounded by fog at night. It was almost 3 in the morning when Elena Carter arrived at the Holloway Hotel, an old building on the outskirts of New Jersey. She was tired, her car had broken down on the road, and the storm made it impossible to continue. Hotel reception with a dim lamp and an elderly receptionist. He stood with an inexpressive look. The receptionist, a pale-skinned man with sunken eyes, handed her the key without asking much. Just one night, Elena said. I'll leave in the morning. The man threw her. He gave a strange look before answering. It's all right, but don't open the door if you hear someone knocking in the early morning. A long corridor with a red carpet and numbered doors. Elena walked down the pasillo. His room was 303. Something in the air felt dense, as if the hotel were trapped in time. The door of room 303 with its slightly worn number. He entered and closed, with a key. The room was normal, but cold. The bed was made. The mirror next to the wardrobe reflected the dim light of the lamp, and the curtains were tightly closed. An old telephone of disco on the nightstand. Just when she was beginning to relax, the phone rang. Hello? Elena asked, surprised. Nobody answered. Only a slow, deep breath could be heard. Pry? Elena's eyes showed confusion and fear. She hung up immediately, making sure the door was well closed. A few minutes passed and a blurry shadow visible under the door, as if someone were standing outside. Ta, 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 the sound paralyzed her. She remembered the receptionist's warning. Don't open the door if you hear someone knocking. Elena covering her mouth, holding their breath while the shadow remains there. The blows became stronger. Talk, talk, talk. Miss, let me in. You forgot something at the reception. A rough voice whispered. Ellen, he didn't move. He hadn't left anything at reception. The doorknob turning slowly. The door began to move, as if someone were trying to enter. Elena stepped back towards the mirror and saw something that made her freeze. Reflection in the mirror, showing a woman identical to Elena, but with completely black eyes and a sinister smile. The woman in the mirror was staring at her. Open the door, Elena, whispered her reflection. Elena closed her eyes and murmured to herself, This isn't real. This isn't real. When she opened them, the mirror was empty. The empty room I saw myself in the mirror, without Elena inside. The telephone rang again. With trembling hands, Elena lifted the receiver. Hello, she said softly. This time, a different voice answered. Miss Carter, must leave that room right now. He was the receptionist. What? What is happening? Room 303 doesn't exist. Elena, slowly turning towards the door, with terror on her face. Suddenly, the room began to fade around her. The walls turned dark, the furniture crumbled into dust, and the door disappeared. Elena screamed, a complete room black mind, with Elena trapped in the center. The last thing she heard was a whisper in her ear. Now, you are part of the 303. The hotel door from the outside, with the silhouette of a woman in the third-floor window. The following morning, the receptionist looked at the guest list. There was no reservation under the name Elena Carter. If you like this horror story, leave me a C comment and tell me, would you dare to sleep in a hotel with cursed rooms? Subscribe for more horror and suspense stories. End.